Hi ladies, welcome back to Let's Play. Today we're going to play with card 29 in the series. It's a really quick and easy one today. We're going to be playing with some old serviettes and a little bit of ribbon and embellishments. So nothing too fancy. I just want to show you how to stick serviettes just using double-sided tape. It's a great way to do it if you want to make pattern paper out of serviettes as well. So firstly, we just need to choose a card. Any card will do. And then I want you to go through your serviettes, see which one you have that's got quite a, you want to go with a busy pattern, just so that you fill your background. You'll see I haven't covered my number again. So I am going to go through my serviettes. I'm going to use these roses. All right, so as usual, what we're going to do is we're going to open up. I'm just going to cut this one into quarters because we don't need a whole serviette. You can use the other part for Bible journaling, or for, as I say, if you do it this way, you can actually use it for your scrapbook pages as a fussy cut element. All right, once you've got your serviette cut, I use normal press stick. It just helps you to separate and to make sure that all your layers are gone. So doing that, you can now see it was only 2 layers. Sometimes serviettes are extra layers, and by using the press stick, it does help to divide them. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use thick double-sided tape, and I am going to apply that down the edge of my card. Once that is done, I'm going to remove it, and then I'm going to take a thinner piece of double-sided tape, and I am going to, sorry about that, I am going to put it down this side of the card. Alrighty, as you see, I have not covered my A. I've kept that open. Alright, so I'm just folding those pieces back in. Don't worry about cutting them off, just fold them on top of it, on top of itself. Okay, once that's done, we are then going to take our tissue paper and we are going to apply it over our card. I want to try and get as much of the rose as possible, and you are going to flatten it. What that does now is it makes your serviette quite nice and hard. Okay, this is just a small piece, but if you do it on a big piece of cardboard and you stick this down, you can now fussy cut that out and use it on your scrapbook page. Just shape it and do whatever you want to. It's a great way of making serviettes into pattern paper pieces that you can use. All right, so I'm just going to cut off the excess. You can tear it off. I just think cutting it off is just a little bit neater. It's up to you though, totally. Okay, try not to tear it. It is quite flimsy. Alrighty, there we go. And you'll see the top part I did not cover, so I'm just going to tear that little bit off again so that my A still stands out. There we go, all covered and beautiful. Alright, so next step we are going to do is I am now just going to take a little bit of ink, just whatever color goes with your serviette. Just give it a nice ink all the way around the outside edge for me. And then once that one is done, you now need to find a small hole punch. So I've used my crocodile. If you don't have a crocodile, just use your normal anywhere punch, the bangy tool. And I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes. You can measure these out. I never measure anything. I just guesstimate. Alright, so there I have made, I hope you can see it, 5 holes going down the length. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a bit of a gap, so about 2 centimeter gap. And I'm trying to line it up with the one underneath. Might be a little bit skew. This one's actually quite skew. But just to give you the idea. Alright, so there we go. There are our holes. We are then going to take thin ribbon. You can use string, you can use jute, you can use wool, whatever you've got, and we are going to thread a cute, make sure it's halfway through, and then we are going to thread our crisscross. So I'm going across. In order to get that perfect crisscross, once you've gone across, you're going to go next to it again. All right, so we go down again. Just twist your ribbon as you go along, just to make sure it's straight. And then we are coming back up to the left. Get rid of that one. We're going down again. Okay, just untwist your ribbon. and we are going next to it again. I hope you can see what I'm doing here, and again, and we are just going to untwist it. All right, so now on this side I'm just going to put my ribbon back into my embroidery needle. Okay, I love these big fat needles. It's a must have in your kit. And now we are going to go on that side into the holes, and then again now we're going to the right hand side, and we are going to go down nice and neatly again to the right hand side, and we're going to go crisscross. If you just go crisscross crisscross, you're going to end up you're going to have a gap in the middle. All right, so we don't want a gap in the middle. We want to have perfect crisscrosses like that. And remember, if you look here, this one's quite short. The further apart you go, the bigger your crisscross. So try and keep the height short, but the width you can go quite wide to make it look quite a little bit wider. I mean, if you compare the two there, so that one's quite short and this one's a bit wider. So the wider one, it actually gives you a nicer crisscross. Okay, but it's totally up to you. Then once you finish with that, just cut off your excess. And all that I have done is I have literally just taped that at the back. All right, there we go. So now I've got my crisscross done. And then all I have done is I have used, this was paper from Scrapbook Studio, which is actually quite nice. So I've managed to get butterflies and words out of this paper. And just using my Tombow, I'm just adding a butterfly, and I have selected a few little flowers. Okay, these ones are sticking, and you can add some flowers, whichever ones you think will go with your goodie. And lastly, you can choose any of your words that you have got in your stash. Remember, the barcode strips are awesome to keep because they are nice for these card challenges. Just give it a quick ink, and there we go. Fabulous. Okay, that's just going to take a few seconds to dry. And there we go. A really quick and easy card this week. Okay, so there's nothing difficult. You don't need any fancy tools. I hope to see you all take part. Remember, don't post your cards under here. Post them under the Facebook page, which is tagged Let's Play number 29 on Facebook, Scrap and Sell across South Africa. Thanks, girls. Last thing, sorry, before I go, I've just added a little bit of bling down the spine of my butterfly as well. You can look there. And that is it. All done and dusted. And as I say, we will chat next week. Please stay safe, and I hope you enjoyed the card. Thanks, girls.